Hello friends, imagine a place in the modern world where time seems frozen, where people live exactly as humans did thousands of years ago. No electricity, no technology, not even agriculture, only hunting, fishing, and gathering fruits from the forest. This is not some prehistoric documentary. This place actually exists today, hidden in the Bay of Bengal, on a small island covered in dense green forest. It is North Sentinel Island, home to the world's last Stone Age tribe, the Sentinelese, a people so isolated that they have no knowledge of the outside world, and a people who fiercely protect their isolation with bows and arrows. In November 2018, a 26-year-old American missionary named John Allen Chau made global headlines when he decided to go to this forbidden island. Obsessed with his religion, he believed it was his duty to teach Christianity to the Sentinelese. He bribed a fisherman with 25,000 rupees to secretly take him close to the island. Carrying only a GoPro camera, scissors, a Bible, some dried fish, and even a football, he set off at night, hiding from the coast guards. When he finally reached near the island, he left the fisherman waiting at a distance and paddled closer alone on his small kayak. On the morning of November 15th, he spotted Sentinelese huts and heard women talking. Suddenly, two men emerged from the forest with bows and arrows pointed directly at him. Instead of retreating, John greeted them loudly. "My name is John. I love you, and Jesus loves you. Here is some fish for you." But the tribesmen pulled their bows tighter, ready to fire. Panicking, John quickly turned back, barely escaping alive. A few hours later, his determination drove him to try again. This time, on the north shore of the island, he saw a group of 6 Sentinelese watching him. He tried to mimic the strange high-pitched syllables they were shouting. They laughed at him mockingly as he nervously dropped off the gifts he had brought. One moment turned terrifying. While John was distracted, a Sentinelese man stole his kayak. A child aimed an arrow at his chest. By pure chance, the arrow hit the Bible he was holding, sparing his life. Terrified, John swam back to the boat and wrote in his diary that night, "Lord, is this Satan's last stronghold? I don't want to die, but I must return. This is my purpose." His obsession had consumed him, and the next day, he left a letter for his family, asking them not to blame the tribe if he was killed. On November 16th, he set out one last time toward the island. He never returned. From afar, the fishermen saw the Sentinelese burying a body in the sand. By the clothes, he knew it was John, but why do the Sentinelese react this way? Why do they attack anyone who dares to step foot on their island? To answer this, we have to look deep into their history. North Sentinel Island is part of the Andaman and Nicobar archipelago, made up of 572 islands. Of these, only 38 are inhabited and only 12 are open to tourists. The island itself is tiny, just 60 square kilometers, and lies about 50 kilometers from Port Blair, the capital of the region. Yet despite being so close, the Sentinelese people remain completely isolated. Scientists believe their ancestors were part of the first humans who left Africa nearly 70,000 years ago. While most groups spread across Asia and mixed with other populations, some traveled east, settling on remote islands like North Sentinel. Cut off from the rest of humanity for tens of thousands of years, they developed their own language, culture, and way of life. They never discovered agriculture, which emerged about 12,000 years ago. Instead, they live as pure hunter-gatherers. They hunt wild boar, fish in the sea, collect turtle eggs, and gather fruits, roots, honey, and flowers. Their canoes are narrow, less than 2 feet wide, built only to navigate the shallow waters around the island. Unlike most humans, they show no curiosity about the outside world. Though inhabited islands are only 36 kilometers away, the Sentinelese have never tried to explore them. For thousands of years, they have chosen isolation, and whenever outsiders have attempted contact, it usually ended in violence. The first historical record of the Andaman Islands dates back to the 2nd century AD, when the Roman mathematician Claudius Ptolemy described them as islands of cannibals. Later Chinese and Arab travelers repeated similar claims. But the first direct record of North Sentinel came in 1771 when an East India Company ship saw lights on the island. In 1867, an Indian merchant ship wrecked on the shore with over 100 passengers. The survivors were attacked by the Sentinelese until the British Navy rescued them. In 1880, British officer Maurice Vidal Portman attempted to civilize the tribe. He kidnapped an elderly couple and 4 children, taking them to Port Blair. The old couple soon died of diseases their bodies had no immunity against. Shocked, Portman returned the children with gifts. But most likely, the children carried back deadly germs, infecting and killing many in their community. This disastrous encounter may explain why the Sentinelese are so hostile today. They learned the hard way that outsiders bring death. For decades, anthropologists and officials attempted contact. In 1967, a team led by Triloknath Pandit left behind coconuts, iron tools, and other gifts but never met the tribe. In 1974, a documentary crew tried to film them, leaving a pig and coconuts on the shore. The Sentinelese responded with arrows, injuring the director. They killed the pig and buried it. Later expeditions showed the same pattern. They accepted coconuts but killed or destroyed anything else, including dolls or animals, burying them in the sand. In 1981, the merchant ship Primrose was stranded by a storm near the island. The Sentinelese tried to attack the sailors with arrows, but rough seas protected them until they were rescued. This event was significant. The tribe scavenged iron from the wreck and soon began using it in their weapons. A rare moment of peace came in 1991 when anthropologist Madhumala Chattopadhyay led an expedition. For the first time, the Sentinelese accepted coconuts directly from outsiders. In one dramatic moment, a Sentinelese man aimed his bow at the team, but a woman pushed his arm down and told him not to shoot. The outsiders were even allowed to step onto the land and hand coconuts personally. But this brief friendliness vanished quickly. After 1991, every attempt to contact them was met with violence again. By 1997, the Indian government gave up. Realizing the dangers of disease and exploitation, they enforced strict protection laws, banning all travel within 5 kilometers of the island. They adopted an eyes-on, hands-off policy, monitor the tribe from a distance but leave them undisturbed. Even natural disasters couldn't shake the tribe. After the massive 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, officials flew helicopters over the island to check if they had survived. Arrows rained up at the aircraft, clear proof that the Sentinelese were alive and well. In 2006, 2 fishermen who accidentally drifted too close were killed. And then, of course, came John Allen Chau in 2018, whose fatal obsession reminded the world why the island is off limits. What little we know about the Sentinelese comes from rare glimpses, diaries, and footage. They are short in height, about 5'3" to 5'5", with shiny dark skin, strong muscles, and short hair. They do not wear clothes but decorate themselves with fiber strings around the head, neck, and waist. Men carry bows, arrows, and spears. Their language is unique, filled with high-pitched sounds, and is completely unintelligible to any other Andaman tribe. They live in both communal huts and smaller family houses. Estimates of their population range from 50 to 500, but no one knows for sure. They bury their dead on the beaches. Unlike myths spread by ancient travelers, they are not cannibals. Their way of life is astonishingly sustainable. For thousands of years, they have survived without depleting their island. They do not overhunt or overpopulate. Unlike most human societies that grow until they overwhelm their environment, the Sentinelese live in harmony with nature. Perhaps this is why their community has endured when many other tribes in the Andaman Islands have nearly disappeared. For example, the Great Andamanese tribe once numbered 5,000 in the 1800s. Today, only 41 remain, The Jarawa, once isolated, began contact in the 1970s. Exposure to modern food, alcohol, and tobacco has led to addiction, obesity, and cultural loss. Their traditions are fading. This is exactly what would happen to the Sentinelese if we forced them into contact. Friends, if you're still watching, I want to pause here and ask you something important. Stories like this take hours of research and narration. If you find this fascinating and want to hear more forgotten mysteries of the world, do me a small favor, hit the subscribe button right now and join me on this journey. Together, we'll keep uncovering the secrets of history that most people have never heard of. So what should humanity do about the Sentinelese? Some argue we should bring them into the modern world, show them technology, medicine, and education. Others say we must protect them, leave them in peace, and let them live as they choose. Looking at history, the second option seems wiser. Every time tribes have been forced into contact, it ended in disaster, disease, addiction, cultural destruction. And most importantly, the Sentinelese themselves have made their choice very clear. They do not want us. They defend their island with every arrow, every warning. They are telling us in their own way, leave us alone. Think about it, maybe they are the ones who are truly free. While the rest of humanity struggles with pollution, overpopulation, endless technology, and stress, the Sentinelese live sustainably in balance with their environment, never taking more than they need. They are the living reminder of how humans once were. Perhaps it is not them who need saving, but us who need to learn from them. So friends, what do you think? Should the world try again to contact the Sentinelese, or should we respect their wishes and let them live in isolation forever? I would love to hear your thoughts. Comment below and let me know what you believe.